Alright, what is up my friends? Welcome. Doing one of these cool quick hit videos. Let's try out a deck that I played early in the format. This is actually one of my earliest brews in Zendikar Rising. And it was a super cool deck, but kind of looks silly compared to Omnath. Well, I have good news for you. Omnath is gone. And so is Euro. And Euro and Omnath were the big reason to play blue in your ramp deck. No longer a thing. If you want to see more about this deck, definitely go to coolstuffinc.com. I'll put the link in the description of this video. I wrote an article about it, did a video on it. Definitely check that out for the older version of a deck. This is a newer version, and real long and short of it is, it's an enchantment-based ramp deck. We're using the Constellation engine of Nessian Wanderer and Setessan Champion. Both have Constellation triggers. Wanderer gets you a land. Champion draws you a card. Constellation whenever you play an enchantment. And using Dryad of the Elysian Grove, which plays extra lands, it's an enchantment. To keep playing extra lands, doing more stuff. Valakut Exploration, keep playing more cards. Whenever you landfall, you get to exile a card. And going nuts with Felidar Retreat, making 2/2s, pumping up the team. Super awesome. And that's really it. It's a pretty simple deck, really powerful engine. Lotus Cobra's in there, of course. And I'm not going to spend too long on the deck. Again, if you want to hear more about it, go to the coolstuffinc.com article and take a look. We're going to battle right in them. And again, I'm very interested to see how this deck is going to do. This is a deck that was performing really well for me, but again, just wasn't really good enough. You know, not playing Omnath in your Lotus Cobra deck was a pretty tough sell, but now it's not an option anymore. So let's see how we can do. So we've got two Wolfwillow Havens, Valakut Exploration, Banishing Light, some lands. Exploration is one of our key engine cards. We're going to keep this. No Constellation cards, but pretty happy with this. We also have a removal spell too. So Wolfwillow Haven, one of the few 2-mana ramp effects in Standard, but it's not a creature. I think it's the only one, actually. So this allows us to go to 4 mana without our opponent killing it with a Spike Field Hazard, things like that. So, Forest go. Opponent mulligans to 6. And this will allow us to play Exploration on turn 3 and then play a land. Probably won't do much for us. We don't have any 1-drops in our deck, but it does do some damage, can chip away. We draw a Phylath World Sculptor, so definitely a powerful card, definitely a top-end card to play to. Not much of our full engine here. You know, we're not really drawing any of the Constellation cards yet, but we'll see if we can get there. I guess with how we've played our lands, we can't actually play the Exploration, but we can play the Haven and then play the Exploration. So, gotta draw land, but possible turn 4 Phylath, which is kind of cool. So, Mountain and then Clearwater, so some sort of Grixis deck it looks like. So we're going to tap this, put a Haven on the Forest, then cast the Needleverge Pathway. And we're going to hope they don't have the 1-mana Force Spike card, which I guess is like a pretty big concern here. You might actually want to play around it, because resolving Valakut Exploration is super important. It's definitely like one of the most important cards in our deck. We don't have much else going on. Yeah, we're just gonna play the land and just make sure we resolve this thing. Their Grixis something. We don't know what that something is. Negate's pretty unlikely in the main deck, but we get 4 spiked here and it feels pretty bad for us. So let's resolve this thing. Their Grixis, they can't remove it unless they have like Brazen Borrower or something weird like that. So opponent's reading our card. Always a good sign. Always a good sign. We got a reader. All right, there it is. So we got Banishing Light to mop up a threat. We've got Haven in front of the thing. They have Brazen Borrower, sure. So this really isn't that bad for us. I mean, we can play it again next turn. Not really a huge loss. But Grixis with Brazen Borrower, and the Royal Silence. Okay. This is interesting. Not really sure what's going on here. Not gonna lie. Not really that scared of Royal Silence. Passage is kind of cool. It's double landfall trigger on the Exploration. We're going to play this first and just play a land and see what turns up. We could play the Passage and try and shoot for a 2-drop. We already have a 2-drop, so we get 2 looks at a 2-drop, but it might be better served to just play this next turn and get multiple looks for a 3-drop. So you can play 2 3s. So we're going to just play planes. Top card's a Passage, so kind of sneaky, but sure. And we'll put the put this here, I guess. So next turn you can go Phylath and go nuts. So hopefully they tap out for something, and we can make a bunch of big tokens with our Passage also. Another good reason to hold the Passages for Phylath. Phylath's a very powerful card. It makes 0/1s for your lands. So we're going to play Ironcrag Pyromancer. Your target type of card deals 3 to target, so kind of cute.
What is my strategy?
But not so good against a bunch of 4/5s. So we're gonna make a very, very large board next turn, and then have Banishing Light ready to go too. Probably playing Phylath. I mean, making a 5/5, a 4/5, a 4/5, and an 0/1 is probably better than anything we hit off this thing, but we'll double check just to make sure. I guess actually we're not going to. We're going to play this because we want the landfall triggers for the Phylath. So, all right, let's see what's up. Temple of Plenty. All right, so play Phylath. This will give us 3 0/1 tokens. Typically, Izzet decks tend to struggle with large toughness creatures. We don't know if they're playing Grixis or not yet. It's like splashing. Play Passage. Counters on a plant. Exile a champion. A good card, obviously. Not ideal we have to lose it, but counters on a different plant. Exile a land, sure. So deal them 2. So every card we don't use off the exploration deals them damage. And not there on the ultimate of Royal Scions yet. Ultimate is 8, so we can Banishing like that before it goes off. Feeling pretty good here. Not sure what our opponent's up to, honestly. Next turn we get to Scry land and get a shot to set up our thing. So they can bolt something. Like, they could probably kill Phylath this turn pretty easily. But the 2 4/5s left over are going to do a lot of damage. And we still have our full engine online. Discard a Shatter Skull Smashing? Sure. So imagine they're probably going to Bone Crusher the Phylath to finish it off. Sure. These 4/5s ain't going nowhere. Alright, so they are playing black. So, some sort of Grixis, draw 2 cards, spelly deck. Another land. Not ideal, but... Alright, so let's play our Scryland. We're going to Scry first, then Exploration to get 2 good shots at a good card. And our top card is going to be a Felidar Retreat, which is very, very good. We can't trigger it this turn, but I'm pretty sure this is the card we want. So, and we can cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cast this and the Banishing Light, which is pretty awesome. So, we'll take that. We'll exile it. We're going to cast it. See, this is our counterspell. All right, now we're going to play the Banishing Light first, because if they have a way to counter this, we got to attack the Royal Scions, and if they don't, we'll attack them. They didn't cast the Bone Crusher Giant, so, but they don't seem to have anything else. So, could have like a Brazen Borrower to bounce token, something like that, but right now we are certainly building our engine up nicely. Oops. That's a frisky plant. That's a frisky plant. What are you doing in there, Mr. Plant? Well, Lieutenant Dan, I ain't got no power. Alright, so we're going to lose our plant here. Well, so whatever. So, the plant's not doing much anyway, realistically. Unless you draw the other Phylath to pump it, so... It's a silly, rambunctious plant, just being a little too frisky.
Inconceivable!
Alright, I mean, pressure's on, because every land we play now draws a card, makes 2/2. We have these 2/2s in play also, and then we have a land to trigger them, obviously, and then we also have our draw step too, so. What's it going to be, Baby Shark? Kroxa. That's actually pretty good. So we now lose a land in our hand. Normally wouldn't be a big deal at this stage of the game, but we actually need to trigger our stuff, so. Let's see if what we can draw here. I mean, pretty much most draws are good. It's a spell or a land. I think I'd honestly rather draw a land than a spell, though, so... That's Bone Crusher Giant, sure. Land is big game, because it makes our things into 5/6s. We draw Turntimber Symbiosis. So we could cast this for 7 mana. We might actually want to just play it as a land, which is kind of ridiculous. But I think that's what we're going to do. We want 4/5s. That way they can, I'm sorry, 5/6s. They can attack through these. Yeah, we're just going to play this as a land. So let's play, let's pump one of these Wolfwillow Havens first. And we're going to play this tap as a land, which is kind of hilarious. We're going to pump up the squad. We're going to reveal another Exploration. Awesome. So we're going to attack first. Our 2 Vigilance 5/6s. They got to chump 1. Play the Exploration. They can Croxa next turn, but I mean, now we're in a spot where we really want to draw land. Land is better than almost every draw in our deck, which is hilarious. Actually, they can't even cast Croxa because they have 3 blue lands in play. Right now they can. But even then, like, I don't think Croxa is that good. It is so funny how much better like a basic forest is than every other card in our entire deck. Alright. I suppose I can cast Croxa and Brazen Borrower. Brazen Borrower ain't doing too much. It's not blocking anything, so... They are tapping blue, black, red. So this mystery card is a Shark Typhoon for 1. Bolt my poor little puppy. Rude. They have blue, blue, red, red left. So they could have tapped blue, blue, blue. They actually can't cast rocks. They only want black. Man, their mana base is rough. They look like dual lands, but they're not. We drew a land. Must be nice. Alright, so we're going to Scribe first, and we'll Felidar Retreat last with the information from these things. So, oh, never mind, you get to choose beforehand. Alright, we're just going to, they're both lethal, and 4, make it 2/2, I think. I guess giving them Vigilance is kind of big game. I don't want to get cheesed out by something. Yeah, I'll just give him Vigilance. Let's Scry. Don't want the land. Reveal a land. And a Setessan Champion. Maybe I should have played Wolfwillow Haven first. I don't think it really matters that much. I think we're in really good shape, so. They got a chump block twice here. They're in like the double abyss. And now our things are big enough to attack through Croxa also, so. And if you got Bone Crusher Giant chump blocking, you feel pretty good. Main goal here is just not to get cheesed out. Alright, let's play champion. Make a wolf. We're going to deal them 1 with the remaining mountain. Alright. So now we're at the point where any land or enchantment is an insanely good draw. And other spells are kind of fine too. Like, we draw it in, our deck's mostly lands and enchantments. We don't want to draw like another Setessan Champion. But even then, like, we just have these big, huge things to kill them with. So, Brazen Borrower can't block. Which is a pretty big game. Brazen Borrower, one of the more overrated cards. It's a fine card. It's a nice piece, but not being able to block severely hinders its utility. Alright, so some sort of like Grixis deck. We don't really know exactly what's going on. Some sort of, draw 2 synergies, but not a ton else. We're going to want to bring in Archloithus. They have Croxa and things like that. So it's enchantment ramps. I would say Conqueror's Death can go away. I don't know. It's tough. I'm not really sure like what they're up to. completely. I could see Birth of Meletis taking a walk, and we could like leave in Conqueror's Death. Archon of Sun's Grace is pretty good. I don't think it's like particularly great against them. They could have some counterspell action. Destiny Spinner, a little interesting. You also can't stomp this, which is nice too. Conqueror's Death not hitting Kroxa is certainly a bit of a downer. But until I see more of what their deck is about, what their removal is about, I'm just gonna put the powerful card in. Like, it's just a good card. I don't think we need Birth of Meletis. They're not super aggressive. So let's try this. Not entirely sure, but fun seeing all the brews. It's been a brewer's paradise all week. Just seeing fun decks and playing a good amount in Mythic and just seeing lots of really, really cool decks. Sweet. Looking forward to it. I have like 6 brews lined up I want to try. So lots of stuff I want to try. Look for that, of course, in my content on my YouTube and on my Twitch stream. Also check out my articles on CoolStuffInc.com. As I mentioned, the article here is the article that has this deck in it. A little bit of a rundown on that one with a video. And it's all my stuff on CoolStuffInc.com. Check it out. You also go buy some stuff too. Promo code Jim5, 5% off your order, CoolStuffInc.com. You can sell them your cards, board games, you name it, they got it. CoolStuffInc.com. That's a hand. That is definitely a hand. Lotus Cobra, a little weak if they have Bone Crusher in their deck, but, you know, it's still pretty good. If they kill it, they kill it. If they don't, it's awesome. Felidar Retreat, sure. Could have went Passage on 1. Just try and guarantee a 3rd land drop for Setessan Champion. Might be greedy. Might have been greedy to not do that. Because if we get stomped here, we're going to get punished pretty hard. I should have played Passage on turn 1. I think I was being too greedy. They're going to kill this now. We're not going to play a 3-drop or if they're really dumb. That was a mistake. Just too greedy. Grixis has too many kill spells to rely on the Lotus Cobra. Should have gotten the Plains in turn 1. Passage. We can just draw an untapped land. That'd be cool too, but... Brazen Power. Alright. Not nearly as bad as killing it, obviously. I love this Iron Crag Pyromancer. Does make, actually, sticking Lotus Cobra much more difficult. Same with Setessan Champion. We can just play Dryad here, make an extra land drop, and then try and play Cobra. Play Felidar Retreat too. Can't play as Champion, I'll just die to this. We gotta play this and then get played Enchantment immediately. Yeah, we're just gonna play Dryad to play a land. There you go. Just making 2/2/2s with the Felidar Retreat is pretty sweet also. The Passage. Riel the Everwise. That is a pretty cool card. Big for instant sorcerers in the graveyard. Whenever you discard, you draw as well. So, powerful card. I play this card a bit. It's hard to make it work. The cards around it are pretty awkward. You know, no Faithless Looting, things like that. Alright, so... Valakut Exploration. Kind of a cool synergy here. We can tap our Passage for mana rather than sacrifice it with the Dryad. So we can sacrifice it later for more landfall triggers. We're just going to play the Retreat here and play Passage and make a 2/2 and say go, I think. Could Cobra play land, play Retreat, but then we get a landfall trigger, so I'll just play this. Play Retreat, play this, and make a 2/2. Just say go. We have the ability to make these bigger or make another 2/2 whenever we want. They're going to stack their Passage. Yeah, they're playing a spell here. Yeah, okay. Alright, well, they got their 2 setup pieces in play. Let's see what they can do with them. Land number 5. No attacks, just saying go. Alright, untap. Didn't draw land. Definitely really wanted to draw land there. So now we can't double spell with Stern. But we can play a retreat and just say go and see what's up. We'll still have a fetch land up, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, I could draw land next turn. We have a lot of 3s in our deck, so getting to 6 mana. I guess we could have played like Lotus Cobra, like fetch. They could always kill it in response though, and then we could screw her turn up. So just gonna say go. We're not gonna try and do anything crazy here. Kind of. Oops. Nope, I don't want to do that. Just say go. I mean, like if they play Brazen Bar, I'll be really, really happy. Alright, great. I mean, like they played these 2 engine pieces and just done nothing with them, which is awesome. So. Next turn we can play the Exploration, and then sack a fetch land, try and hit some landfall triggers, play some more lands, do some more stuff, get some retreats going. End step stop. So kind of a weird play, because we can just pump it. We could make another 2/2 and then pump the team, make it live. Then we'd have 2 3/3s and a 3/5. But if they double draw, they can kill it. They can kill one of the 3/3s. Making a 4/4 might just be better. That'll make the Dryad really big too. So let's just crack this. We're just gonna go big, I think. But we're gonna get a red. We're going to, again, we could. Plus, let me make. Now we have a 4/6 and a 4/4, and the Ironcrag Pyromancer can't kill our creature. We're way good here on power and toughness. And then next turn should be able to present a pretty nice attack. So is Passage hanging out too. Being able to backlog your passages are very, very nice. The third deck is just like not functioning. They've always set up pieces in play. They just haven't done anything with them yet. So they're just spinning their wheels. One of the problems these Izzet decks tend to have is they just spin their wheels. Alright, so we draw a land. Land is cool. We can Lotus Cobra, land, make a mana, play Exploration, crack Passage, make a mana, and if we hit a land off Exploration or a 2-drop, we can cast it. Alternatively, we could just play Exploration, crack a land, and play Setessan Champion, and try to hit another land. A lot of options here. I think we could just play the Cobra, play the land. I guess you can play Champion, right? Actually, that's even better. Let's play Cobra. And let's just cast Setessan Champion and pump the team. As long as it has 4 top, we're feeling happy, so just go off next turn. A little like, well, I guess I could have, I don't know. We could just attack too. And green, we're not going to use it. I mean, like, we could have, like, maybe cracked our fetch. Yeah, we should have cracked our fetch, I think. And we could have cast the other champion too. And we couldn't have pumped it. I don't know. Attacks here are great, so I mean, your problem is also just like not doing anything, so kind of a weird game. A lot of setup in this game from both sides. 2 million. good lesson here in making sure your deck like does stuff. That sounds silly, but when you play too many cards to set up, you have to strike a really careful balance between the setup cards and the cards that do things. So, for example, Riel needs things to discard. If you don't draw them, how bad will Riel be? Oh my god. Extinction event on even. That's fine. Sure, I guess. I guess odd, but it killed all their stuff, so sure. But you gotta find that right balance, which can be difficult. Do enough enchantments for our payoffs, or you're gonna be doing enough things early. They have enough discard outlets. They have enough ways to draw cards, etc., etc. Go on, opponent. Extinction event is definitely interesting. They're gonna play Shadow Skull the Hammerpass as a land, which is kind of wild. All right, we're gonna play Setessan Champion. I guess we're just gonna pump the squad with Passage and then play Exploration and just like accept that we're just not gonna get a trigger off probably this turn. We'll go to Forest. We're gonna play another land. So I think, I mean, they're just like, we have two good attackers. They got some jump blockers. I'm gonna make creatures. I don't think it realistically matters, honestly. Not the most exciting game, I guess, but looks like we're gonna win, so can't be too sad. So they've managed to kill my cat. Really, really sick person over there. Alright, and now we're just going off. Now all our cards are popping off. Draw off our champions, Wanderer, play a land, pump the stuff, pump the team, reveal land. We can play, because you got multiple land drops coming. Oh my god, we're doing it. So you can see why the Dryad of Ilysian is awesome in this deck. You just keep playing lands. And the champion and the Valakut and so on keep the cards flowing, and then the Dryad just keeps playing lands. You can keep the cards flowing, and once you get the engine going, the deck really, really hums. Well, we have two lethal attackers, so I'm not sure how they're going to weasel their way out of this one. It's only getting worse next turn. They also hit a pretty good spot where most of your draws are live. You know, a land is good, a spell is good. Just not a bad place to be when you're playing Magic, so. Long Crusher Giant. Long Crusher Giant. I mean, I would love it if you didn't concede. I could take my next turn. You're going to go off this turn. Play Exploration. Triggers. Find a land. Fetch land. Oh, yeah. Draw for that. Draw for that. Play Lotus Cobra. Play Champion. Play Fetch land. Triggers. Pump and team. Pump and team. Exile a card. Cloithus. Exile a card. Wolfwillow Haven. Make it green. Crack the fetch. Get up lanes. Make it mana. Team. Do the thing. Do the thing. Exile a card. Exile a card. Make it a mana. Make it a green. Double green. Cast on this. Trigger the stuff. Get a land. Draw a card. Draw a card. Another fetch land. Play the fetch land. Thing. Do the thing. Do the thing. Make a mana. Draw the card. Exile cards. Greatest fear here is decking. Sack the thing. Do the thing. Get the cards. This is fun. Big fun. Props to my opponent, who's obviously a paid actor, for letting me sit here and let me do this. We pay our actors well, you know. Up. There's a Dryad of Ilysian Grove. Make sure we cast that. Now you can play more lands. Get more triggers. Biggest fear here is now just decking. It's called styling on your opponent. Didn't really do that much. We're having fun. Pump the squad. Pump the squad. Wolfwillow Haven. Temple of Plenty. Make it green. Put the Haven on this thing. 16 cards left. Okay, there are 12 cards left. We can cast... I guess we're not gonna deck. Whatever. We'll just play with draw. And we'll tag with those. Is that good enough? Are you not entertained? So, that's the deck going off. I mean, obviously, opponent didn't put up too much resistance this game. Our draw wasn't, like, great either, but, that's the story. Deck's pretty sweet. Definitely going to see how this deck works out in the new format. Before, it was like, why are we not playing Omnath? Why are we not playing Euro? Just these cards are just too good not to play. But those cards gone opens up a lot of room for other cards to shine, and this deck is a pretty exciting one. So we're going to work more on this one. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm trying out some short-form content here on the YouTube. Please let me know in the comments what you think. And of course, like, comment, subscribe, hit all the buttons. I do all sorts of content here on my channel: Modern, Standard, Limited, Arena, Magic Online, long form, short form, you name it, we got it. Of course, I stream as well and do content for CoolStuffInc.com. Check out all that. I'm a full-time content machine, full-time Magic player. Your support means everything to me, honestly. You're all just freaking great. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. So, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time.